What's up, guys? I'm Shane Peterson. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Off the Rip. Man, what a way to end the 2024 SuperMotocross season. First off, it's just super cool to end it in Vegas. I was really pumped on that. But the big question coming into Vegas was if Haiden Deegan was going to pull off the perfect SMX season, going 6 for 6 on moto wins. And then in the 450 class, who was going to win the championship and the $1 million? Well, the chips fell in Vegas. So let's see what happened in this episode of Off the Rip. The last round, Vegas, of course there was going to be some wild moments. So one of the wildest moments, which happened early on in the night, was when Chase Sexton got landed on by Justin Barcia. It caused him to drop out of the race and give up his run at the championship. Then Kyle Chisholm took a hard hit when he tagged Christian Craig's rear wheel coming out of a corner. We saw karma working at its finest when Ty Masterpool got taken out by Tom Vial. And then in the second moto, Tom Vial tags the rear wheel of Masterpool and goes down and hits the dirt. Speaking of Ty, his corner speed, the opening lap of that second moto was insane. I like to say he was going Tyrone mode.
Tyrone Master P, dog.
What was also insane and probably the most wild moment from the night was Jet's pass on Tomac. And then you have Deegan in Moto 2 just sending it off the roller into the corner like, what? And then lastly, Tomac had a huge save that opening lap in the second moto. I'm sure he puckered up because I puckered up a little bit, not gonna lie. But anyway, those were all the wild moments from Las Vegas. So we've seen in years past that teams always go all out for the last round in Las Vegas. And I was so stoked to see that they kept up the tradition. We saw with the TLD Gas team, they actually had a Venom, the comic book character or the movie inspired graphics kit and gear from head to toe. So that looked really sick. Pro Circuit had their own Vegas themed graphics. Fly Racing made some cool black and white zebra themed gear, which looked really sick on the Honda and the Suzuki's. Joe Shimoda looked badass with his red and pastel yellow gear. He paired it with his black and red helmet and boots, so he just looked super sick, super sharp. Jace Anderson ran a cool custom kit that Alpine Stars collaborated with a high-end luxury brand called Namius, but it was really cool on the Kawasaki, the white and coral colored gear. Ken Roxon, as always, was looking sick with the blue, black, and yellow Fox gear. And then Eli Tomac looked pretty sick. He had the blue on blue action going on, but my favorite thing from his kit was that his helmet had a little bit of gold in it, so it was gold, blue, and black. I just thought that looked pretty sick. So a lot of cool special kits for Vegas, which I really appreciated. A lot of fans like me appreciated as well. So Haiden Deegan fell one spot short of having the perfect SMX season, going 6 for 6 on moto wins. Still, what an awesome season for him. Congratulations to him for just riding like a badass and getting the job done. Who would have thought Pierce Brown was going to be the guy to beat him? I would have never thought it was going to be Pierce, but he's been riding really good as of late, and he finally got the start. So that being said, two riders that stood out to me in this 250 class was Pierce Brown. One thing about Pierce is that he's going to be switching to the Star Racing Yamaha team. So him just knowing that he can win, he's done it, and then being on that Star Racing Yamaha bike, it's going to give him a lot of confidence. So I'm sure he's going to be battling for race wins in 2025. The other rider, my boy Tyrone Master P, awesome ride from him. We saw that he has freaking awesome speed and that he can run up at the front. He faded a little bit towards the end, but that rhythm section was costing him big time. We saw a lot of riders get around him. Haiden got around him there. He's going to be up there in 2025. Hope to see him contending for podiums, even race wins. It's going to be sick to watch. But anyway, special thank you to the 250 class for just keeping it interesting this entire season, Supercross and Motocross. That was an awesome class to watch. Super fun racing. It was my favorite class of the 2024 season for sure. So let's see how the 2025 season is. And who knows, maybe Cole Davies, who won the 250 Futures class, will move up and throw himself into the mix. So coming into this last round in the 450 class, there was so much anticipation. Who was going to rise to the occasion, not let the pressure get to them? And of course, as always, he's been so good every time the pressure's on. This is a 21-year-old Australian, Jet Lawrence, pulls off the win in dominating fashion. We got a sense that it was going to be his night because in qualifying he was riding so good, especially that second qualifying session. Turning that fastest lap was just like, damn. But anyway, awesome race from him. Even his brother Hunter rode really well that second moto. I thought that Hunter might even catch Jet and pass him, but Jet's just too damn good, doesn't make mistakes, and just kept his gap, kept his lead that entire second moto. But congrats to the Lawrence brothers for going 1 and 2. Jet walks away with a cold $1 million and another championship. So that means he's a 2-time SuperMotocross champion in the 450 class, who's also a 2-timer. Not to pick on him, but the truth is Chase Sexton. He's a 2-timer because this is the second time in a row that he has gone down in the final and crash out in DNF. Not only did he lose the championship, but this was a huge loss because this was an opportunity for him to beat Jet, Hunter, and Eli while they're healthy and just have a championship to hold over Jet Lawrence. But luck was just not on his side in Vegas. And with that being said, he will not be racing the Motocross of Nations and representing USA. Instead, America's hero, the man, the 31-year-old Eli Tomac, will be stepping in. So I'm sure you guys have seen it all over social media, but the news has broke, yes, that Eli Tomac will be replacing Chase Sexton in that MX1 spot. MX2 is Cooper Webb, and in MX3, Aaron Plessinger. What an awesome group to send. These are America's biggest motocross heroes right here. These guys are the superstars of American motocross. So to have them over there representing the country is freaking badass. I loved it. I think it's just going to be a sick team. I don't care what place they get. Hopefully they can pull off a win. But Australia is going to be strong, but it's going to be sick just to have these guys on one team. So I'm looking forward to Motocross of Nations, and then I'm also looking forward to October. That's when contracts are being signed and riders shift to different teams. And so we'll find out who's racing on what team coming in October. But other than that, I just want to say thank you to you guys who tuned in to Off the Rip all season long. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys here on Off the Rip in 2025 to talk about Anaheim 1. Peace. And that's a wrap.